Hi, all of you. I hope you're all doing really well, and I'm really looking forward to this session. A very interesting session from with Jinal Shah, who's from my team. I think a whole lot of you already know her, and you must have seen her on her TEDx talks. You must have seen her on lives. You've probably seen her every place, and you must have also seen her on BBC. And now we are going to be talking to her, and she's going to be telling us everything about summer fruits, why you should be eating them, and how they help you boost your immunity. I hope you're all as excited as I am, and I'm going to be sending her a request to join us live right away. So, give me a moment till Gina signs up with us. Request has been sent, and hi
Hi,
Gina,
good
how are you?
evening.
Hi, good
Good
evening.
evening. Thank you.
Oh, long time no see. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. And I'm very excited to be on this and to see you right now on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. I know virtually for once you're seeing me on screen instead of seeing me in person. How does that
Yeah,
feel? How do I look, Gina? How do I look to you virtually?
just as great. Just as great. But though
Thank
I
you.
love seeing you in person more than virtually.
Okay, cool. So, this is going to be a bit of a quiz for you, and we're doing this immunity series, and I know that you've been working for over 10 years, and you did your master's in clinical nutrition. That's right?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you really study about nutrition, about immunity? Then is that something? Was that a topic that you guys spoke about? Did you talk about immunity? And did you ever need to talk about immunity until 2020? That's my first question to you.
Well, honestly, not the way that it is being spoken about today. Immunity is like we've been saying, like earlier, it was all about hashtag weight loss, and now everything's about hashtag immunity. Not even in college had we spoken anything about immunity in such depth. No topics, no specific conversations about it.
Okay, all right, good. All right, so what can you tell us about summer fruits that we don't already know, Jinal? Should we be eating summer fruits, and are you really going to be telling us that summer fruits are good for immunity? I mean, what can you tell us that we don't really know?
Okay, firstly, what I would like to share is that, all of us feel like, oh, summers are very harsh and the, sun is bright and heaty. But I think the most amazing part about the summer is that along with that, while it is harsh, it brings about all of its sweet fruits. I think it's one of my favorite seasons because it has so many local seasonal fruits available. So right now, when you look around, there are things from mango to jamun to karvand to things that we've not even don't even really know names of, but they taste really nice. The thing about local fruits and seasonal fruits is that in terms of immunity, of course, it plays a very huge role because it does help us to improve what you were talking about yesterday is our gut bacteria, the diversity of our gut bacteria. And as that improves, there is better absorption of nutrients, essential nutrients, especially something like iron and B12, what we are currently struggling with, what, all of the chemist stores are running out of at this point in terms of
Oh, yeah.
supplementation as well. So if we just, like you said, discipline and common sense, if we just keep our eyes and heart open and look at what's available for us right now and opt for the seasonal fruits, our immunity will be boosting high.
Okay, good. That's good to know. So, are you actually saying that we should be eating fruits, especially the ones in the summer, because they are good for our immunity because they help build a more diverse gut bacteria, a more healthy gut bacteria? That is something that you just said. Is that correct? So that
Yes,
everyone kind of gets that. Okay.
yes.
Also, I did not know, Gina, that summer is your favorite season, so good to know that. Now, I want to know what is your favorite fruit and why is it your favorite fruit?
Okay. My favorite fruit is, of course, mango. Um,
Okay, that's a surprise.
yes, I think there is nothing better than eating a mango, and it is my favorite fruit because I love everything that mango offers to all of us, from the raw stage to even just the gutli, So like
Mm.
from the kachi keri ka achar to the ampanna to the fruit by itself. I love mango milkshake. At like in Guju households, they also make pieces of mango in milk and sugar.
Oh.
So that whole doodh keri combination, I really enjoy
Hmm.
that as well. It's something that makes me feel very nice. Also, like I was saying, that dried gutli, which they
Mm-hmm.
dry it up and they make like a soft kind of a thing out of it with little bit of kala namak and stuff on it. It works like a mouth freshener. So mango is truly
Oh,
my
I didn't know
favorite
that.
fruit.
Hmm.
Yeah, mango is my favorite fruit, and I think I'm extremely fortunate that now I get an opportunity to eat all the Sonawe mangoes as well. So my newfound love is all the mangoes from Sonawe, especially the mango which is from our 120-year-old tree there. So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah. Hmm.
yes,
No,
so
good.
mango it is.
Okay, and why? Why? You know, you've told us why you like the mango, but you've told us all the things like, oh, you like its taste and you like its flavor, you like its aroma, you like the one that comes from the 120-year-old tree and stuff. But tell us from the point of view of nutrition, what does mango offer, um, which makes it an essential fruit for me to eat in this season?
So one of the things that mango is very rich in is vitamin C. And again, vitamin C is something that, right now
That we
it's
are buying in the form of a pill.
yes, left, right, and center. So we just need to eat a mango and you get all of the vitamin C that you need. It works wonderfully for your skin, for your hair. I think in the summer, sometimes we feel like acne happens and there are breakouts. And even for everyone who has pigmentation issues, mango with its vitamin C does wonders. It's very high on fiber. Right now, with WFH, there is a whole lot of sitting, and sedentary lifestyle is just something that has creeped into everyone's daily life. And with that fiber, it allows for easy motions, and you're not feeling constipated or you don't feel bloated and uneasy. So mango does that to you. Besides that, of course, it is extremely rich in antioxidants. Again, we are using so much of gadgets right now. Those antioxidants would help to protect our eyes and ensure that we are staying absolutely safe with our eyes as well. And it has a very special molecule called mangiferin, right? And that it's a bioactive compound, like we've shared in our document as well. And that is used in the treatment of conditions like diabetes or even heart diseases. So I think for more than one reasons, it is extremely special, and it does wonders to our health. And of course, for the gut bacteria, I think the minute there is mango inside, for everyone's gut, the bacteria would be dancing.
Okay. I always think because gut bacteria is something that we even inherit from our parents, and in the Marathi culture, there are so many lavnis which which use the mango to kind of they use it as a metaphor for flirting and for youth. And I really feel that every time we eat mango, maybe our gut bacteria starts doing lavani. I really feel that that's what it probably
Yes,
that's
totally.
what it probably does. Okay. Um, well, you know, while there are many benefits in eating a mango, you said there are vitamins, there are antioxidants, and that's a very interesting point where you say that, it can help us, especially right now, given the fact that so many of us are WFH and spending just so much time on our gadgets. And I do know that, all eye doctors will always tell you eat fruits which are colored, and then we are always like kya khau color wala, but then yeah, mango is like full of colors, so full of those anthocyanins and full of those antioxidants that we really need. And also the fiber, and how a lot of people are right now maybe feeling constipated and stuff, and
Right.
the mango will help. And also the mangiferin. But what do you feel about the fact that a lot of people still have this doubt that if they have diabetes, can they eat a mango? What would you like to say to them?
Well, the fact is that all fruits, whether it is mango, banana, chiku, sitafal, kiwi, apple, everything, all fruits contain the same fruit, same sugar, which is fructose, which is nothing but fruit sugar. And by nature, fructose is low on its glycemic index, which basically means that when we eat a mango, there is a nice, slow, steady climb in the blood sugar. There's not going to be a sudden spike, which is what is dangerous or which is what people tend to fear. But as far as all of our local seasonal fruits are concerned, all fruits basically contain the same fruit sugar. So, mango is something which is absolutely safe for all diabetics, for everyone, in fact, who has diabetes or heart issues or PCOD or any kind of hormonal imbalances or any of these conditions where typically we are worried about either our insulin functioning or weight loss. For both of these things, we shouldn't fear the mango at all. It's extremely safe and it will only allow you to regulate blood sugars and lose weight and get slim.
Oh wow, that's very, very interesting. There is Durga Gadgir who's saying we should have a saying that a mango a day keeps the doctor away. She feels that that is what we should be saying in
Yes.
India. And she's a doctor herself, but we don't want to keep you very away from us.
Yes, I think that is perfect. We should absolutely change that, Durga.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So you're saying that mango is beautiful, right? Mango is therapeutic at every level.
Yes.
What other fruits are really therapeutic, or what are the fruit? And so you're saying even if I have diabetes, I can eat at least one mango a day?
At least, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Surely,
yeah,
surely.
yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, that's what when we had done our live about, mango, one of the things that we did speak about that you mentioned, if there is a diabetic at home, rather the first mango should go to her.
Yeah, true, because they're just being deprived of the mango. A lot of times I feel this that how we view our calories depends on whether we've been a former colony or we haven't. And because India's been a former colony and, we've just been invaded so many times, but very much because we've been a colony, I think the way we look at our indigenous foods is a little skewed. So we think
Yeah,
of mango as something which will cause high blood sugar, but we don't really think that about an apple or a kiwi or a pear. So I
absolutely.
think we all need to understand the kind of effect that colonization can have on our mindset and on our view towards all indigenous foods, including mango. What about, do you have tips for us to go about identifying more um, more fruits which are therapeutic or which are healthy? How do I go about identifying what is in season really? Because these days we are losing track of what is in season because almost everything seems to be there 24/7, para mahina.
Right. You're absolutely right about that. And we constantly hear that there's a lot of confusion of what's actually in season. So there are two steps that I would like to share. One step would be that when you look around, do you see your local vendors? So all of our fruit wala bhaiajis or everyone when you go to the market, do you see those fruits being sold by the local vendors? That's one.
That's
The
an
other thing
interesting
is,
point.
yes,
Hmm.
and I think unfortunately, though a little bit of that is also getting, there also there is a bit of everything that you see nowadays. So that also is still a
Yeah.
confusion. So therefore, step two, where whichever fruit that you're buying, does it have a name in your native language? Now, for example, right now, watermelon is in season. Watermelon ko you say kalingar or tarbooj, or you have a name in your native language. But versus a kiwi, for example. Kiwi doesn't have a name in any other language except for English. So, does the fruit have a name in your native language as well? So, that's how you're able to actually identify whether this is truly local and whether this is truly seasonal for us or not. Um, yeah, I think that's what we should be doing in terms of beating this confusion.
Okay, all right. What about, going back to the mango? Do you have any special tips on how to eat the mango or when to eat the mango?
Yes. So one special tip about mango is to make sure, which is again an age-old practice, something that our grandmothers have always done, is soaked the mango at least for 20 to 30 minutes in water before we actually eat it. So make sure that you do that because it is naturally high on a few anti-nutrients, which that is present so that they don't get attacked by pests and stuff while they're on the tree. But for us, when we eat it, it can be a little difficult for the body to digest it. So ensure that it is being soaked before you have it. That's about what you should do in terms of the special tip. About when to have a mango and how to have a mango. I think one, you should have a mango in any form that you truly enjoy having it in, whether it is the fruit pie itself, a milkshake, an amras, or the best way that you like it. With all fruits, for that matter, the best time to eat would be either first thing in the morning or as a mid-meal by itself. So, like yesterday, we were discussing the meal between, breakfast and lunch. That could be a time when a fresh fruit can come in. A meal between lunch and dinner, even then. So, as a mid-meal, as a pre-workout or a post-workout meal would be great to have a fruit, especially a mango. And with mango, there is a special exception, unlike the other fruits, because it is truly so special that you can actually even eat it with your main meal, like with your lunch or with your dinner or even with your breakfast. And in fact, for all those of us right now who would probably be staying up, students who are studying in the night or people who are staying up and working in the night. If you're feeling hungry, don't reach out for anything junk. Mango is always going to come to your rescue, and that's the best thing to eat in the night. So, mango is what you can even have late in the night.
Oh, nice. Do you also think that mango is good for stress busting?
Oh, totally. I feel like it is like the move on fruit.
Okay, aam khao aur nikal jao. That's nice.
Yes.
Okay, but what about the fact that there are some people who have these misconceptions that if they eat the mango, then they get mangoes on their skin, I mean the acne and the breakout.
Yeah. I
What would
think
you like to say to them? What can they do to prevent that acne?
Well, just simply soak the mango. If it is being soaked before you have it, then there will be no problem at all. You won't experience any kind of breakouts and stuff. In any case, it is a myth in many ways that we feel that eating a mango khate hai to garmi nikalti hai. It is not like that. Mango doesn't do that. Just make sure that you're staying well hydrated and you're good. Don't blame the poor mango for that. But if you soak the mango, it will just make sure that you're doing absolutely fine.
Okay. Uh, and is it okay for me to eat a mango if I have PCOD, if I have thyroid, and if I have yeah,
BP.
PCOD or thyroid? Yeah.
Yes,
उसमें भी
absolutely.
चलेगा?
For PCOD, thyroid may bhi chalega. It will not come in the way of your hormonal function. It will only enhance your hormonal function. And it will also not come in the way of fat burning, because of its, the antioxidants and the phenolic compounds and everything that the mango comes with, it only accelerates fat metabolism in the body.
Okay, that's good to know. So, which is your other, you know, special fruit? What are the other special fruits that we should know of?
Well, since we are talking about summer fruits, surely of all of our, the very special fruits which come for a short period of time. So the hyper local variety of fruits, which, things like tadgola, jamun, jam, ber, bale, all of these, karvand, ranjna, so there are many there, shetut. I mean, every region, I think, has so many of its own hyper-local variety of fruits, which don't have names in any other language except for what we just spoke about. So these hyper-local fruits, they are extremely good to taste. They come just for a very short period of time, just about 2 to 3 weeks during this season. Specifically, I think in the month of May is when it comes at its peak. And I feel like, because right now, of course, there's everything's about immunity. I feel that nature and our oral food wisdom has already given this to us as our booster shot. If we just take these fruits in this season, we're just sorted in terms of our immunity for the rest of the year. So with every changing season, there won't be a problem. With any kind of stresses, there won't be a problem if you've eaten these fruits while they are available. So surely, whatever's there in your region.
Okay, nice. So let me check if I got it. You're saying that if the fruit is only for a very short time, then I must make sure that I'm eating it. If the
Yes.
fruit has a local name in my language, I mean, has a local name in my mother tongue or in the region that I belong to, then I must make sure that I'm that I'm eating it.
Yes,
And it should be sold by a local vendor,
absolutely.
that's very important. And if I did have my local regional fruits which had a name in my local language, then it would be like a booster shot of immunity. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Again, the
Yeah.
gut bacteria would be really jumping. That's why this is my favorite season. I think it just allows everything, all of us to be on a high.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, for everyone who's watching, I must tell you that one of our plans was, because we done this initiative called the Sonave Community Farming Project, and one of our initiatives was to have a special day where to celebrate all the summer indigenous fruits. So we were going to have a day which would be like free for everyone to come and visit the farm and just to look at all of the fruits and to bite into them and to taste them. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we haven't been able to do that. But the minute things go back to normal, we will have, we should have that summer festival where people can really come in and have those fruits.
Berry
Don't you think so?
fruits,
And
yeah.
now people also know that it is your favorite season. So I think more and more people will come because you're also getting many compliments that you're looking cute and sweet and stuff. What about melons? What about melons? Are melons in season? Should I be eating them?
Yes, there is watermelon, there is muskmelon. They are absolutely in season, and if you like it, you must definitely eat it. Again, one of the things that it really does to the gut is that it works like a like a smoother for the intestine. It allows for easy movement of your stools, and it ensures that you don't have any kind of constipation. The other thing that it works really well is that, at this time, again, with the stress with WFH as well as with summer by itself, acidity levels do tend to rise up. And melons work really well to keep that under check as well. Well, a good time to have this would be for anyone who has constipation or anyone who has acidity or, even sleep issues for that matter. The meal post lunch between like 3 to 4 p.m. is a good time to have melons.
Okay, okay. And what do you think about the trend of having melon seeds? What's your view on that?
Well, melon seeds, I think it's something that we've not traditionally had as just seeds for, it's like taking vitamin C and just popping zinc out of nowhere. It's almost like that, just having seeds randomly. What
Yeah,
we've traditionally
I
always,
think just having seeds is like having a haldi shot, not
right,
having it like the traditional way.
way, yes, yes.
Hmm.
So it's not going to be able to do anything in the body, and but it's just that we feel like, oh, it's very exotic and it's being sold like that, so we kind of fall for it, but just have the melon and that will do the job.
Okay, cool. Um, well, you've told us how the summer fruits are important, how including hyperlocal fruits is extremely important. And you've told that to us from the point of view of immunity. Can you tell us how does all of this help in terms of weight loss? Because that is something that we are always interested in, I mean, of course, we want immunity, good health, good skin, and all that, but we also want to get thin.
Yes, absolutely. So all of these hyperlocal fruits are also very rich in, micronutrients which most of us are deficient in, things like folic acid, iron, B12, D3. Now look at iron, for example. One of the things that iron does is it helps you to improve the hemoglobin levels of the body. Hemoglobin is again something that's needed for oxygen delivery. We all know how oxygen is so important right now. But in terms of weight loss, when there is a constant delivery of oxygen to every cell of the body, when there is enough fuel delivered to every cell of the body, it helps you to accelerate the whole process of fat loss because fat metabolism is a process dependent on oxygen. So this whole delivery of oxygen is extremely important. Besides, even the fact that it helps you to improve your gut bacteria, all of the good gut bacteria that you develop as a result of eating these hyperlocal fruits is what will help you to mobilize the stubborn fat stores in the body too. It will help you to ensure that you accelerate fat loss as a process. So yes, it is absolutely something that we should, have for weight loss. I just wanted to share one thing because we were talking about college and the myths that we have with mango. about the hyperlocal fruits, we were never taught any of these things at our college level. There was never a mention of any of this, and it is unfortunate that the syllabus only had stuff which was never there in our daily life, in our actual real lives. It was always talking about exotic things and stuff, and the food industry had also largely penetrated into this. So that's where all the myths would constantly come from. I feel like with Sonave Community Farming Project, it's been my real learning and my actual college, because that's where we got to learn about all of these hyperlocal fruits. But it's never a mention in the syllabus at all.
Nice. So you're saying no to exotic fruits and yes to local, hyper local fruits. Uh,
Yes.
well, I'm going to remind you right now that you haven't spoken about my favorite fruit. So would you like to say anything
Yes.
about
I was
that?
keeping that for the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, jackfruit.
Yeah.
So, well,
Yes.
jackfruit has become like every year's ceremony in office, to
Oh,
sit together, and all of us have learned with you of how to actually make sure that we're, peeling it correctly and opening it right. So, jackfruit is already, as most of us know, has become the big deal in the West. They have already been talking about jackfruit for all of its, hashtag vegan properties and hashtag immunity boosting, hashtag gluten free. So jackfruit is extremely, extremely high on antioxidants. It is something that really helps to improve your diversity as well as the integrity of the gut bacteria. So it ensures that your gut friendly bacteria are increasing in high numbers. And of course, it is great to taste. It is something that does make you feel extremely good. It is so wholesome that if you are running late, from a meeting, or if you're running late for a main meal, if you just have like your lunch, if you just have a few bulbs, a few pieces of your jackfruit, you're just sorted. You're going to be able to easily sail through your next meeting. So it is extremely wholesome, and at every level, from the raw jackfruit, which is converted into a sabzi or a pickle, like kathal, for example, kathal ka sabzi or pickle, or from to the fruit to the seeds. Um, it just is amazing. I think it is extremely giving of fruit.
oh, nice. So would you say that I should have a jackfruit if I have a bad boss and I should have a mango if I have a bad boyfriend? Like they're both stress
Oh
busters.
yes, totally, totally. I think that's the best way to have it.
That's the
And then
best way to have it.
you don't need the boyfriend for sure then.
Okay, okay. You just need the stress.
No, I don't think that's stress.
You just need the mango. You just need the
Yeah.
mango. You just need the jackfruit. That way, there is no stress and stuff. Okay, good. This has been very interesting and a big learning for me. I also want to share my favorite memory. Not my favorite memory, but one of the most beautiful sights that I have seen in recent times. So I told you about it in office also, but now I feel like sharing it with everyone. So recently I was in Surat, and then I saw
Yes.
the big, Surat is full of the Tadgora trees. And the best sight that I have seen in recent times is that in Surat, at various places, there are these, local people selling Tadgora, which they call as galeli. And the Surat Tadgora is even more juicier and tender than the Tadgora that we get here in Bombay. And the entire ground is covered with the Tadgora shells. So it really looks like a nice carpet of like dark green and dark brown and little hollows which appear like a coconut, but they're not coconut, they're Tadgora. So I think even the scenery around our local foods is very, very interesting. And the Targora tree, for everyone's information, is also something which is now soon, it's going towards extinction. So I think that it needs the patronize. I mean, we need to patron. It needs our patronage. It needs us as consumers to really be eating the Tadgora and the mango and the jackfruit and the jamun, the falsa, the bale, the karvand. Don't you think so, Jinal, that it needs the food choices that we make have an influence on our economy and ecology?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think if all of us endorse it, it'll just make it absolutely cool and, aspiring, and everyone to follow will want to eat all of these fruits and not run behind the so-called exotic ones.
Right. All right. I have two more questions for you, and then I'll take a few from, from the audience. I also just want to share, this isn't a question, it was a comment which came from someone who said that when you're doing BSc in horticulture, they do teach you about underutilized fruits. I think that's really interesting. We need
Oh, wow.
a bit of that syllabus to be taught across all schools, not just wait for someone to pick up a certain profession. All right. So, is there a good time or like an ideal time to eat fruits, like maybe after exercise or first thing in the morning? Is there any such thing as an ideal time for fruits?
Um, Not one ideal time, but there are good times in the day when you can eat your fruit. So you can wake up and start your day with a fresh local seasonal fruit. You can have it as a mid meal, between two big meals, between like your breakfast and lunch, or between the 4 to 6 p.m. time. That's when a fruit can be very, very helpful. You can have it definitely as a pre-workout. It works like a wonderful pre-workout meal. In fact, it also works like a very good post-workout meal. So these are some of the very good times of the day when you can have a fruit. The exceptions here will be banana, mango, and jackfruit, which you can have even with your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or like we discussed, even late in the night. So these three fruits can come in even with your main meals and at late night, and all the other fruits can be your mid meals or pre or post workout meals.
Okay, nice. That's good to know. Jamun and bear can also be good time pass meals, right?
Yes, absolutely. Totally.
Yeah, because sometimes I see there are these pictures which go on around the internet which says, well, look, in 1970s everyone used to be thin. And then when you just kind of think about it, then in 1970s, 80s, and all the way even up to 1990s, outside of schools, you would find hyper local fruit vendors.
All the
That's what
time.
you would find on carts. And now
Yes.
in 2000, it is packaged and processed food, right in shoved in our kids' faces all the time. No wonder that people were thinner then than what they are now, because hyperlocal foods enhanced diversity of the gut bacteria and therefore enhanced nutrient assimilation and kept everyone in a better hormonal balance as compared to what packaged and processed foods can do right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question, but before that, I'm going to say hi to a very special person, Manya Shah, who's watching us. And
Hi,
she,
Manya.
yeah, for everyone who's watching, she's a lover of dahi rice and ghee rice, and she's a lover of exotic fruits. She's only 8 years old, but she already knows that if a fruit has a name only in English and not in Gujarati, then she doesn't touch it. So be like Manya and be sensible about the fruits. All right, I think you haven't told us about a very important fruit which can really help in IBS, which can help in bloating, which can help in migraine, acidity, and even in PMS.
Moods.
So tell us about that fruit.
Yes. So that one is banana. I
Yeah.
truly feel that banana तो जरूर खाना और banana हमारा असली हमसफर है, because in every situation, whether it is like you said, bad mood, PMS, a heartbreak, just a stressful day, just a delayed or a pakao meeting, sometimes it just comes to your rescue. So banana works. I think it is one of, and it's available all year round. So I feel that it is extremely giving and it is very good to taste. It's very high on vitamin B6, which is something that really helps you to be in a good mood. So if you feel like things like Monday blues, or if you feel like you've had a heartbreak and you just feel very low, I think one of the fruits that you should definitely go towards is the banana. For anyone who wakes up with cramps in the leg in the night, you're waking up with just like a cramping calf, banana is something that should be part of your daily routine. So once a day at least. Again, for easy motions, for ensuring that your gut health is doing well, that your gut bacteria is extremely diverse, and that you don't have issues of IBS, either loose motions or even constipation. In both the situations, diarrhea या constipation, दोनों में banana works like magic. So it is, I think, the divine fruit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It really is. And we just have so many varieties of the banana, right? So,
Yeah,
uh, when I was growing up, the big, ripe, green banana
green.
was the standard. We don't see it anymore, but I'm hoping that it makes a return. What about you? What kind of bananas do you like? I also like the Rajeri of Vasai,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
What
So
about
I
your?
honestly, when we were also like until college, the green banana was available, and then suddenly it just disappeared. So that whole the yellow banana didn't seem as good as the green banana. So green banana surely is my favorite. But also the elaichi kela. I think the
Hmm.
elaichi kela is it's extremely tasty. It's small, but it's very wholesome, very filling, and it's just easy to carry. You're going anywhere, you keep it in your bag, you carry it with you, and you'll be able to eat it if you are just, you feel like you're out for long hours. So it works like a very handy mid-meal option as well. So yeah, the elaichi kela right now.
Okay, nice. Just like how people have myths about mango, they also have a myth about banana, and people feel that it increases their mucus or weight. What would you like to say about that?
Well, neither of it. Banana does not come in the way of weight loss at all, and it does not lead to formation of cough or cold, or it doesn't have that problem. You can safely start your day with a banana. In fact, for those of you who are experiencing constant infections like cold and cough, banana is something that would you should have once every day because it will ensure that your stomach is fully settled, you're clearing your bowels well, you don't have any kind of acidity, and therefore your rate of infections or the rate at which you're constantly, or frequency at which you're getting cold and cough will definitely come down. So banana will work extremely well for that. And as far as weight loss is concerned, absolutely not. Like we were discussing, that all fruits have the same sugar. It's not that sweetness is the virtue of a fruit, right? So if it is good to taste, it doesn't mean that it's going to be bad for your waist or is that going to increase your size or none of that. In fact, it's only going to help you to burn fat faster because it has all of the vitamins and the minerals and everything that you need for fat metabolism.
Okay, that's good to know. So banana zarur khana.
Yes.
Okay. Also, one more question about banana, and I'm going to ask you now a few from the
Yes.
audience. Um, Banana and milk, is that a okay combination to have?
Well, yes, absolutely. Again, a traditional combination. I think shikran puri, like for example, is a traditional meal which is milk with banana and roti, pieces of roti in it, and that's how you have it. Or even milkshake for that matter. I think it's something that is tasty. It is wholesome and it's a great meal. It does not cause any kind of trouble to your digestive system or even no trouble to like no cough, cold, none of those things will happen with the combination of milk and banana together.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What about having fruits for dinner and skipping dinner altogether? What's your take on that?
Well, not a good idea at all because while of course fruits are great, they are very nutritious and they give us so many good things, but at night it's not something the body is going to be able to make do with. You need a more wholesome meal so that you're able to sleep well. If you start replacing your regular food, roti, sabzi, dal, chawal with just fruits, it is basically going to come in the way of your sleep. And on the one hand, you think you're doing this for weight loss, but it is poor sleep is going to slow down fat loss. So, we're doing the exact opposite of actually working towards weight loss. So, no, do it at the times that we have discussed. Meal one is as a mid meal or pre or post workout meal, but not in place of dinner.
So you're saying that fruits are great, they're nutritious, they're therapeutic, they aid weight loss, they even boost your immune function, but you should have a fruit like a fruit and not replace your main meals with a fruit. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, okay, cool. All right. I'm going to check for a couple of more questions from the audience. But when you said banana, it kind of always banana now always gets me emotional because I met this person who told me that she lost her mother very, very early in her life, and then she would have massive migraines, especially just before her periods. She would have massive migraines, and she suffered those massive migraines for a good 14, 15 years of her life. And then she read the book, Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight. And from that day, she she started having banana as the first meal of her day. And since then, her migraine has just vanished. So, every time anyone talks about banana, it just brings me back to the memories of, like, meeting this girl and the expression on her face, and the purity in her heart, because according to her, banana has really saved her life. In a way, she feels it's like the blessings of her mother, that she now no longer needs to go through migraine just because she's starting her day with the banana. So, all
Yeah.
right,
No, that is absolutely
well,
amazing. I think with all the books, from Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight to Eating in the Age of Dieting, I feel when we work at our office, when we sometimes meet clients, so many of them have not eaten a mango for 20 years together when it's been their most favorite fruit. And the fact that now they start eating it and then life just starts to become more and more normal. It's
yes.
great.
Also, blood sugars become normal. So it's
Blood
not
sugars
that,
become.
yeah, yeah. Because eating a fresh fruit is a good habit for everyone, including including people with impaired blood glucose control. A fresh fruit, a fruit of the season is not going to hamper your health. It improves your health, and anything that improves your health improves the health of your hormones. All right, so I'm going to pick a few questions that I think you will like answering. Mm, how many mangoes can I eat in the day?
Well, as many as you think you can digest. So, as many. There is no end to it. As long as you feel light, energetic, you don't feel like your stomach's becoming a bit upset or you don't feel bloated. तुम पचा सकते हो तो बिंदास जितना खाना है उतना खाओ.
But at least one every day, you would say,
At
while it's in
least.
season. Yeah, and
Yes.
there is a very
Yes.
interesting, ritual that is followed by people in the Western region, and even in Jains, in fact, it's an even stricter ritual that after it rains, you stop eating the mango. What is that called? Adra?
Adra. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell us about that.
So basically, it's when the first rain starts. It is just that now it won't even taste as good. It's just a way of like not yeah, just ensuring that you're eating it while it's great to taste and not when it starts to change a little bit. I think all of us have experienced this that after naturally when it starts raining, you don't entirely, at least in Maharashtra and Gujarat to a large extent, when it starts raining after that, you don't really enjoy eating the hafus. And then, in Mumbai, at least if there is no hafus, there is nothing. So then you don't want to have anything else. So
Correct. Yeah, yeah. But in North India, there are some mangoes which are actually
yes,
in the season when it is raining. So
raining.
depending on when your mango is in your season, please eat it at that time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, where can I find a bale or a falsa in Mumbai?
Bail, you can try next to like, where near stations, like the markets that are there near the railway stations. Or mostly these fruits are around your house. So you'll have to just, sometimes a lot of these trees are around us, but we are just either not walking or we're just not aware of it. So I think one of the ways to do it is to make sure that you start walking a little more around the house and to actually start spotting the trees that are there. You'll
Oh,
invariably find one of these. Falsa, not so much, but Bale, there is a very good chance in Mumbai.
so you're actually saying that when I'm walking, I should look around on the trees and not on my phone, you know?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Shall try that. But tell them what you always tell me. So I'll tell you what, where Gina has a bit of a funny bone, and then she tells me that once we talk about certain fruits, then they come in all the supermarkets and in all of the expensive malls. So now that we've been talking about the bail and stuff, you will begin to see it
See it.
even in the
Yes.
hi-fi malls, So
Yes.
don't worry about that. You will find it soon. But in the meanwhile, like she said, it's on the trees. It is with your local vendors. If you ask your local fruit wala कि भैया आप fruit लेके आओगे क्या बेल का, तो there's a
They
good
will get.
chance that he will oblige, you know. So ask for it. That's the only way it works. Okay. Any special tips for children, you know, when it comes to like fruits? What would you like to say?
Well, with kids, let them eat all the fruits that they really like to eat. And if there's something they don't like, don't really force them. Maybe you can
Hmm.
ask them to taste just a little bit so that because sometimes with just by the look of it, they may not like something, but if they taste a little bit, they may just be able to make their choice. So
Hmm.
don't force it, but allow them to eat the fruits that they really like to eat, and introduce all of these hyper local fruits, one by one. It's like kids imitate. So if you start eating it, if you're bringing all of these at home, by default, they will get inquisitive about what's this and they would want to try it. So explore that aspect of children.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think, Gina, it's been wonderful talking to you and having you on the live. And I think I look forward to seeing Soumya tomorrow. And we are going to be talking much more in detail about children and immunity. And you've just given us a whole load of information on fruits, Gina. And I'm sure that we will all now start eating the hyper local and local fruits, especially now that we know that Manya also endorses hyper local fruits. So, so that's really good to know. Any last words before we go?
No, I think just that, mango a day keeps the doctor away and banana zarur khana. And I think jackfruit is the jack of all fruits. I think that's what I would like to say.
Oh, okay, nice. So jack of all fruits. So हर तरफ से खाइए. Also, jackfruit is really, I mean, it's a very, very short-lived season, right?
Yes, very, very short-lived. All of these, and eat it while it's in season, so that you can enjoy all of its goodness and keep your immunity intact.
Yep. All right. So see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. with another lively session on immunity, especially for children. So I look forward to seeing you all, and thank you very much, Gina. You've been wonderful. And now my mouth is watering already thinking about fruits. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to go and dive into some jackfruit, the kappa furnace right away. What about you? What are you going to eat after
Oh,
this?
I'm going to follow your lead on this.
Oh, you're going to follow my lead. Okay, all right, great. Okay, I thought you were going to dive into a mango, but cool, you can eat the funnest for today. So
Oh,
thank
I
you very
love both.
much. Yes, so maybe a little bit of both. So thank you to
Thank you.
everyone for watching us and see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Till then, bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.